Hey, this is an overview look of the new Android Auto update. I'm gonna be honest, I'm super glad that they finally did this because the original interface was getting pretty long in the tooth. As we see, this is the screen that normally pops up when you first activate the Android Auto. And if you look down here, these are some of the big changes from the last interface that they had. You can see that you have whatever app, music player that you had playing, it pops up down here in this section. You have this button right here, which is basically a notifications button. If you have any type of notifications, whether it's a text or anything like that, you could respond back to it. Your assistance button has changed from the top up here to down here, and it still pretty much works the same way. But some of the bigger differences is that you have this button over here, and if you press this, it brings you into an app type tray. And as you can see, you could either swipe or you can use this taskbar over here to get to your different apps. Up here towards the top, these are your most recent apps. And just to give you a heads up, you have to go into this in order to get into the phone app. Now the phone app is actually changed where you don't see your most recent call anymore, but you do pretty much still have the same thing. It's more simplified. You have your dollar numbers and everything else that you're used to. It also switches back fairly fast. Now, here's the thing. Let's go back into the maps. Now, let's say I'm playing music. First of all, let me turn this down. Copyright infringement. So let's say I'm playing music. Boom, music's playing, right? And you're on your maps. But you could actually switch by pressing right here. Now you got your maps down here. If I was actually traveling somewhere with maps, then down here you would actually have a more simplified directions on where you're going. So you can actually use the maps even on the music screen, and to get back, you just instantly switch back and forth. So it's much faster, it's much smoother. It seems to not have the hiccups that the original had. So to end this video off, I personally think that they did a fantastic job, and I'm pretty sure that there'll be more apps and more features to come. From what I'm hearing, eventually the app that's on your phone will actually be baked into the OS on the phone. When will that happen? I have no clue, but supposedly eventually that's supposed to happen. But one last thing to show you, which I thought was pretty cool, if you go back to the apps, if you notice in some of these apps, you'll see the assistant symbol by some of the apps. Basically what that is, it gives you a quick overview of what that app is without actually having to go into it. Like for instance, the weather.
Right now in Houston it's 89 and partly cloudy. Today there will be isolated thunderstorms with a forecasted high of 96 and a low of 80.
Very simple, very simple. I personally like it. The news, give you an idea of how that works. Let's check that out.
Here's the latest news. By the way, you can control the news by saying skip or stop the news.
Well, that actually explained it to you better than I could. But anyway, that was a quick overview of the new Android Auto for 2019. This app isn't officially out yet. This is more of a test, and it's being slowly rolled out to different subscribers around the United States. So y'all have a great day.